So for those of you out there who have seen my previous build videos, you know something that I like to mention at the end of all of them is the fact that one of my favorite aspects about putting these together is the family that we have here at the channel. And if you happen to have any builds that you love to use on a regular basis that you want to share with other people, leave them in the comment section because the main goal is to help out as many players as we possibly can. You can see on screen I did get one of these messages the other day, and for the record, I do my best to try to respond to as many people as I can. If I do not get to your response, it's just me running the show here, so I do apologize for that. Anyway, with that being said, you can see that Dragon Ray left a comment talking about a Pestilence build that they love to use. I tried this thing out and holy shit, it is absolutely lights out, so much damn fun. Now, as always, we're going to jump right into the build breakdown, and if you happen to enjoy this, do me a favor and hit that like button. It truly helps the channel out, and if you want to stay up to speed on all things Division, feel free to hit that subscribe or join button as well. Now with the specialization, I'm using Gunner, and the main reason for that is because it does give me access to the Banshee Pulse, which I like to switch to on the fly depending on what I'm doing in the game. You do have different options as well, but always remember, regardless of the specialization you choose, have the proper weapons activated in your weapon skill tree. That way you're getting a 15% weapon damage bonus regardless of which one you're using. Now, based on the title of this video, you know that my primary weapon is the Pestilence. This is a must-have exotic for every person out there. And I don't know what's taken me so long, or why, excuse me, it took me so long to use this thing on a regular basis, but now that I have, I don't think I can stop using it. Now, the reason it is so effective is because of its talent, Plague of the Outcast. And with that talent, hits apply a debuff dealing 100% weapon damage over 10 seconds. This is going to stack up to 50 times. And whenever an enemy dies with this debuff, 100% of the stacks are transferred to the next enemy within 25 meters. Now, like a lot of players out there, I find myself getting into this pattern where I use the same primary weapon non-stop, you know? I mean, I did that with the Scorpio, I did that with St. Elmo's, and when I actually branch out and try different weapons, it's so much damn fun. So anyway, I do recommend you try this thing out. Now moving on to the gear itself, you can see I'm running 3 Lengmo, 1 Overlord, 1 Petrov, and the Coyote's Mask, which you can see on screen right now. Now once again, just like the Pestilence, this is a must-have exotic, and thankfully both of these are in the general loot pool. So for those of you out there who may be trying to pick up one of these items, I recommend hitting up the Summoner countdown, set your targeted loot accordingly. Wish you nothing but the best of luck. Now the reason this is so effective is because of its talent pack instincts, and that is going to give you a crit hit chance and or a crit hit damage bonus based on the distance of the last enemy you hit, and when you're rolling in a group you can have all 3 of those running at the same time. It's absolutely insane. Now moving on to the body armor, it is the first of 3 pieces of Lengmo, and we're running 3 so we get all brand set bonuses because we are targeting that third one, which is 30% LMG damage. We're using the talent Obliterate, where critical hits are going to increase weapon damage by 1% for 10 seconds, stacking up to 20 times. Now, one thing I'd like to point out with this build is that a lot of these pieces are not even close to being fully optimized, and that's because I just picked up some of this shit the other day, and I got to keep farming to upgrade it, you know what I mean? So even if you do not have a perfect build, it can still get the job done. Next, we have the holster, which is the second piece of Lengmo. Moving on to the knee pads, they are the Fox's Prayer knee pads. We are using these for that middle attribute, 8% damage to targets out of cover. Continuing on to the gloves, we're using the Contractor's gloves, 1 piece of Petrov. That's going to give us that extra LMG damage bonus, plus that middle attribute, 8% damage to armor. Last but not least, we have the final piece of Lengmo. We're using the Backbone Backpack, and it has the talent Perfectly Unstoppable Force. And with that talent, killing an enemy is going to increase total weapon damage by 7% for 15 seconds. It stacks up to 5 times. And I'll also point out the fact that this has hazard protection. I don't want that. I'm trying to farm for a double crit Backbone Backpack. I do not have any luck whatsoever. Gonna keep at it, my fellow agents. Moving on to the skills themselves, I'm using a combination of the Assault Drone and the Banshee Pulse. Finally, if I happen to be using global modifiers, my active modifier is Overdrive. We have Microwave Coils, Aggressive Drone, and Critical Recovery. Now, as we make our way to the gameplay footage, I want to mention the fact that even if you do not use any global modifiers whatsoever, this build is still going to get the job done. And if you happen to use them, remember it's all relative. Yes, you are stronger when these are active. But so are the NPC. I mean, they have a faster movement speed, faster rate of fire, faster armor regen. It can get sideways really quick, so make sure you keep your head on a swivel. Hope this video helped you out, my friends, and as always, questions, comments, or feedback, please let me know, and I will do my best to get back to you as quick as I can. On that note, I'm going to leave you with some gameplay footage and commentary. However, as always, I want to take a moment and thank you all for your incredible continued support. Please let me know of any other questions you have I did not address. Thank you once again for the privilege of your time, and as I mention at the end of every one of these, Take care of yourselves, be kind to each other, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks again, everyone. Good morning once again, my fellow agents. I gotta get used to running with this weapon, but man, I'm addicted. Do me a favor, let me know in the comment section how many of you out there just find yourself, and I know I said this earlier, just using the same weapon over and over again, then you actually switch to something different, totally changes your gameplay. And then you kind of realize how bad your aim is, at least I do. But anyway, one thing you'll notice really quick as I leave you with the footage, that I do not have the global modifiers active. Now, as you've heard me say previously, I'm running with them pretty much non-stop, but I always want to highlight the fact that you don't need them on in order to put builds together. It's something that is insanely fun to use in my opinion. But once again, to be very clear, they are not required for any build whatsoever. It just makes it really fun to use if you happen to turn them on. That's it for my part in this video, my fellow agents. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Take care of yourselves, be kind to each other, and I'll see you in the next one.
Your target. Target neutralized. Good work. Thank you for keeping us safe, Agent.